proposed air defense identification zone encompasses the Pratas, Paracel and Spratly island chains in the disputed waterway. According to a source from the People's Liberation Army, who spoke on condition of anonymity, the plans for the zone were as old as those for the East China Sea Air Defense Identification Zone, which Beijing said it was considering in 2010 and introduced in 2013, the source said, adding that Chinese authorities were waiting for the right time to announce them. While Beijing might have been reticent on the subject, Taiwan's defense ministry said on May 4th that it was aware of the mainland's plans. An air defense identification zone is airspace over a typically undisputed area of land or water, in which the monitoring and control of aircraft is performed in the interests of national security. While many countries have them, the concept is not defined or regulated by any international treaty or agency. To its tensions with the United States and could cause irreparable damage to its relations with its Southeast Asian neighbors. Liu Lixi, a former instructor at Taiwan's Naval Academy in Kaohsiung, said that the construction and development of artificial islands, particularly the airstrips and radar systems built on Fiery Cross, Subi and Mischief reefs that had been ongoing for the past several years was all part of Beijing's Air Defense Identification Zone plan. Recent satellite images show that the People's Liberation Army has deployed KJ-500 airborne early warning and control aircraft and KQ-200 anti-submarine patrolled planes at Fiery Cross Reef, referring to pictures taken by Israel's ImageSat International and the Asian Maritime Transparency Initiative at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, a Washington-based think tank. It was also clear that air-conditioned facilities were under construction on the reef, suggesting that fighter jets, which need to be protected from the high temperatures, humidity and salinity in the region, would soon be deployed there too. Once the People's Liberation Army's fighter jets arrive, they can join the early warning and anti-submarine aircraft in conducting air defense identification zone patrol operations. Li Ji, a Beijing-based naval expert and retired People's Liberation Army senior colonel, said the countries normally waited to announce the establishment of an air defense identification zone until they had the necessary detection equipment, combat capabilities, and other infrastructure in place to manage it. But if there was an opportune time, Beijing might make the announcement sooner. Beijing declared the air defense identification zone in the East China Sea, even though the People's Liberation Army was still incapable of detecting, tracking and expelling intrusive foreign aircraft. As well as the preparedness issue, Beijing was aware that the South China Sea was much larger than the East China Sea and would therefore require far resources to patrol. Beijing has been hesitant to declare the air defense identification zone in the South China Sea due to a number of technical, political and diplomatic considerations. The capability to scramble its fighter jets to expel intrusive foreign aircraft in the South China Sea, which is several times the size of the East China Sea, and the cost to support the air defense identification zone would be huge. It was in 2010 that Chinese authorities told a Japanese delegation visiting Beijing that they were considering establishing the East China Sea Air Defense Identification Zone. According to a 2017 report by the Center for Strategic and International Studies, Beijing said the matter required discussion as its plans overlapped with Japan's air defense zone. News angered Tokyo, which responded by establishing an air defense identification zone of its own, encompassing the Senkaku Islands known as Diaoyu in Mandarin, a group of uninhabited islands in the East China Sea that are claimed by Japan, mainland China and Taiwan. Tensions between Tokyo and Beijing escalated after the former bought the Senkakus from a private owner in September 2012, prompting Beijing to announce its Air Defense Identification Zone. In November of the following year, China announced the first Air Defense Identification Zone, earlier than planned because of the need to assert its sovereignty over the Diaoyu Islands.